Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the conduct of the mighty. He's ready for much to God. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and the needy, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They go upon and back. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, in your God, and all of you are children of the Most High, that you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, thou shalt endure all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kabbalah Folks, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
This is Ivan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Ivan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy. This is Minerva with the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
This is Willie. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family to be around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
You're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Peace, Hotel. It's Mansour Hotel, aka Mr. Diddy. Mr. Diddy doesn't sound good, I think it sounds great. Right now, you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live. You are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shout out to the Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand up, please.
It took me a while, but I found somebody to make it. got y'all. They're gonna be available soon. I got an order on at least 10
to the culture that you claim. This is what Neptune coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shout out to Mr. Tasha. Stand up. You are now listening.
How you doing, Auntie? What's up, CeeLo?
To Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Peace. This is Gina. And you are now.
What's up, Miss Amadou?
Radio. Peace.
What's up, Miss CeeLo? What's up, Aunt? What's up, Auntie? Auntie Loretta? What's up to Amadou? How y'all doing this evening? It's a beautiful evening. There's somebody else out there. I can't see who you are. But yo, I want to thank y'all for joining us for the journey. I am sorry I'm late. We had a meeting. I had a meeting tonight. And y'all know how we doing on the journey. We got to stay organized. Got to have those organizational meetings. And of course, you know this. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hatim. What's up, Miss Jack? I am Hatim, and I am your host, and this is Folktales for Grown Folks. So put the babies to bed. A Heart of a Simple production. What's up, Miss Jackson? How you doing tonight? And last but not least, you know we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Every superhero, we like the Avengers. The Daily Toasters is like the Avengers, right? We like the Avengers. Every superhero got to have a uniform. We got the Daily Toaster shirt, and what it say is hashtag Daily Toasters. So now you're gonna be able to find the Daily Toaster. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag for every Daily Toast show. And if you look on the back, it says the Daily Toast. Hashtag Daily Toast is where we gather daily to remember those upon whose shoulders we directly stand. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I ran into a brother. He said, hey man, I could make you a shirt. I said, I want a shirt. I want a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of having to switch t-shirts every day. I want to wear a Daily Toaster t-shirt. And I'm like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? I said, I know some of my family might want some of these t-shirts. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's get it popping, right? So now, we got a lot of stuff going on in the news. Syria got bombed. They acting like everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? Wherever Coachella or whatever Coachella is, I heard Beyonce turned it out. Right? You know, very, very cultural. You know what I'm saying? Very black. You know what I'm saying? And homeboy went up to Zuckerberg, Mr. Facebook himself, went up to Congress, and we found out that a lot of those old ass congressmen don't know shit about social media at all. White with that black national anthem, laughing out loud, word. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I didn't see it. I just heard. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, use the timeline, use the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline, family, to post up your thoughts about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Put up your favorite clips, because you know we have I want Gye-Nyame Journey to be a culturally stabilizing place where people could go and swim out in the madness of Facebook, YouTube, and come to Gye-Nyame Journey and get the distilled best. You know, Miss Jackie liked it, you know, but Jackie, you know you're going to have to defend. I'm just letting you know. You're going to have to defend because already, you know what I'm saying, you got the haters that's going to be out there. So, Jackie, we're going to need an article, a short little something on why you liked it. Did you feel that it was important, what she did? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I read an article in, I think it was the New York Times, where they was talking about, or the end of black respectability, where her performance was like the dawning of the fact that black folks will now begin to start acting like black folks instead of trying to be dark-skinned and white folks. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start doing cultural things. We're going to start representing. You think you slick? Yes, I did. We'll see. Okay, all right, we're going to see. I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Those that want the t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can inbox me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up on the Gumroad, and I will order them, but I want to order them at least 10 to 15 per batch because the price was high. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, because I got one shirt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, if I got enough people to get them, let's put our money together and let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd do me nothing better than have some daily toasters out there walking around representing. You know what I'm saying? Get people looking up the hashtag. Right? So, family, it's time for the folk tale. It's time for the folk tale. Unless y'all got some other news. Oh, by the way, the lines are open. The lines are open. 614-556-4535. Let me go on and I rigged up the internet. I rigged up the internet so that we could go on and get it for a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? But the Cardi B, Tiffany Haddish thing is at the lead of the end of respectability politics, according to one writer. Cardi B and Tiffany, I know of Cardi B, and I know of one song, and I don't know who Tiffany Haddish is. You know what I'm saying? But go on build on that a little bit. My auntie said I'm waiting for the rest of it, auntie. I don't know, maybe I shocked her. You know, sometimes I get a little outrageous with the cussing. You know, I gotta remember. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Girls Trip chick. Who? I didn't even see Girls Trip. I mean, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, a lot. I mean, because, it's, you know, some of these, you know, that part of black culture, you know what I'm saying, you know, one's filled with fuckery, I tend to kind of try to move away from. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I know we have fun. I know we kick it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we ain't got to be all up on the screen, you know, just telling all our goddamn business. Or be on Housewives of Atlanta fighting every goddamn. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I don't want people to think that when I'm talking about black culture, that I'm talking about that shit. And we got to be clear about that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is not all right. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not all right. And we got to be clear about that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the folktale, because I ain't even get a chance to read the folktale. I forgot to read it for the family this morning. And on those days, y'all need to remind me so I can stay on track. Because sometimes y'all know I come down, I be, you know what I'm saying, I had a late night. And, you know, sometime in the morning, I turn it on and you know what I'm saying, and I'm gone. But I want to thank all those that wake up and join us for the toast, uniting our families, you know what I'm saying, building up on our ancestral power, you know what I'm saying, culturally appropriate standards of excellence. Oh, man, Miss CeeLo been on it all day. She was like, yo, the talent show, Brother Hatim, I want, we got to make sure, because we can't have them out there, you dropping it like they hot all the time. What were we discussing? I know, exactly. And we got to remind each other. Miss Jackie say, you are so right. We are going to have this conversation when I get there. I can't believe how many of your 50 and overs got mad props for this Cardi B chick. Tiffany Haddish is around. Tiffany Haddish is an around the way comedian chick that is on a new show called The OG with, okay, it take me a while to get in the show because I'm just now getting into Black Lightning. Speaking of which, yeah, Black Lightning is on. Black Lightning back. I like that. Yeah, so, but yeah, and it's like, as we get older, we strive to hang on to some of the youth. And when we figure out, and when we finally learn that we can't hang on to some of the youth, we run to religion. So if I can't drop it like it's hot and chase it like I used to, I'm going to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. I mean, that's some of the issues we got to deal with, because culturally we know how to deal with that. Culturally, if we look at our cultures, rites of passage was a lifetime thing. Once you was initiated into manhood, in manhood you had a midway period where you were initiated. Then you had an elder period where you was initiated. And in each phase, you in a sense learn your cultural responsibility. But we don't have to do that now. Why? Because it does not benefit. It does not benefit the system at large, or the group, or the ruling class, for us to be in our right minds. You know what I'm saying? It don't really do no good for them financially. You know what I'm saying? It don't do no good for them socially, for us to be in our right minds at the proper age. Because at this, like in the 50s, you know what I'm saying? We need to be, in the 50s, we actually need to be doing some teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like the proverb we covered the other day. Speaking of that, pulling it out. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. By 50, you should have something to teach. Right again. Hootsuite just don't want to cooperate. Come on, Hootsuite. The call-in number is 614-556-4535. You don't need no special number or nothing like that to get in. Gye-Nyame Journey, we paid for that so that y'all don't have to. I'm posting it up on the Spreaker chat, and I'm gonna post it up on here. Right again, as soon as that tight dude mess over that chick, she getting her life together and she ain't got time for no one but God. Yep. They be like, yo. I be like, yo, 614 556 4535. Wow. There we go. Let's lock it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the women. It's the men too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I have no problem with that, no disagreement with that. All I'm saying is, at a certain point in time, family, we have to mature to a point. Going to rock my daily toaster in AC. All right, family. Look like we already got four orders possibly out there. So I might be able to bring the price down. Because like I said, I ain't going to tell you how much I paid for this one. But we're going to work on it. We're going to bring it down, because the more people that get them, you know what I'm saying? Money talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I can walk up to them and be like, I got this amount. But right now, I can't walk up to them and say I got this amount. You know what I'm saying? Because 35 cents ain't going to get me no t-shirt. It's hard times. It's hard times in a recession. I'm still waiting for my benefit from the tax
This
cut.
call is being recorded.
Uh-oh. Somebody on the line. Who on the line? Who's joining us for the Folktales for Grown Folks?
Ori Bianchi.
What's up, Elder? We got Elder Ori Bianchi in the house. How are you doing this evening?
Excellent.
Are you ready? Are you ready to hit the proverb? So you got your text this time, huh?
No, I was on the other station until you put this number up. That's when I called in, and it dropped the other portion.
Oh, okay. Okay, so but you didn't get a text?
You say a text?
Yeah, did you get a text from me about the show?
Yes, I did get a text.
Okay, cool. So
I
just want to make sure that it's working. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna read it. Now this one is kind of strange, family. This one is called Jupiter, Neptune, Minerva, and Momus. Once again, Jupiter, Neptune, Minerva, and Momus. Now, little history. Aesop was enslaved in Greece. Okay? In ancient Greece. So, he's using the deities of that day, so I don't want to scare nobody. All right? So here we go. According to the ancient legend, the first man, somebody else on the line. Who else on the line? Come on up.
It's Shaka.
What's up, Shaka Hasbury? Hey, if you coming up this weekend, Dame Lee is here, so, you know.
That's what's up.
And his son. So, we get our kids together. Jupiter, Neptune, Minerva, and Momus. According to an ancient legend, the first man was made by Jupiter, the first bull by Neptune, and the first house by Minerva. On the completion of their labors, a dispute arose as to which one made the most perfect work. They agreed to appoint Momus as judge and to abide by his decision. Momus, however, being very envious of the handicraft of each, found fault with all. He first blamed the work of Neptune because he had not made the horns of the bull below the eyes, so he might better see where to strike. He then condemned the work of Jupiter because he had not placed the heart of man on the outside, that everyone might read the thoughts of the evil disposed and take precaution against the intended mischief. And lastly, he envied against Minerva because she had not contrived iron wheels in the foundation of her house, so its inhabitants might more easily remove if a neighbor proved unpleasant. Jupiter, indignant at such inveterate fault-finding, drove him from his office of judge and expelled him from the mansion of Olympus. Very simple. Very straightforward. Lady J on the line. Lady J on the line. So it's about to go down. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the folktale one more time. Then we're gonna be able to get into the discussion. It's called Jupiter, Neptune, Minerva, and Momus. According to an ancient legend, the first man was made by Jupiter, the first bull by Neptune, and the first house by Minerva. On the completion of their labors, a dispute arose as to which had made the most perfect work. They agreed to appoint Momus as judge and to abide by his decisions. Momus, however, being very envious of the handicraft of each, found fault with all. He first blamed the work of Neptune because he had not made the horns of the bull below his eyes, so he might better see where to strike. He then condemned the work of Jupiter because he had not placed the heart of man on the outside, that everyone might read the thoughts of the evil disposed and take precaution against the intended mischief. And lastly, he envied against Minerva because she had not contrived iron wheels in the foundation of her house, so its inhabitants might more easily remove if a neighbor proved unpleasant. Jupiter, indignant at such inveterate fault-finding, drove him from his office of judge and expelled him from the mansions of Olympus. Anybody want to hit that first? Silence in the house. Did y'all hear it?
Yes.
Anybody want to go first, or y'all want me to go first?
I want you to go first. I want you to do that breakdown thing you do.
All right, here we go. All right, here go the breakdown. So, we got three deities, three gods and a goddess. Two gods, We got Jupiter, which is also known as Zeus. We have Neptune, also known as Poseidon. We have Minerva, and I'm not sure I think Minerva might be Hera, but I could be wrong. Right? And each deity made something. And they became competitive. Jupiter or Zeus made man. Neptune made the bull. Minerva made the house. All of these are necessities for civilization. In order for civilization to go, you got to have man. You got to have a house for the man to live in. And you have to have domesticated beasts. You know what I'm saying? Because when domesticated beasts came, that's when civilization was started. So boom, here you got creation story, right? Now, so they became competing against each other. They wanted to know who made the best thing. So they assigned a man, or maybe a deity. I don't know who Momus is. Never heard of him. Assigned him to judge. And in his judgment, what he did was he took the opportunity to make sure that all of them knew what was messed up about their creation. He condemned Neptune first, right? You messed up on that bull. You know what I'm saying? I mean, any fool knows that if the horns is gonna be for the bull to protect himself, you need to put the horns below the eyes, fool. Right? Then he looked at Neptune, at Jupiter, and said, "Man, you messed up on man." Because we already know he messed up and he evil, and you didn't put the heart on the outside so everybody could see the intentions of man and get away from him before he started doing some messed up stuff. Then he looked at the house and he looked at Minerva and said, "Listen, lady, you messed up on the house because it should have wheels. Everybody knows that a good house need to have wheels." So Jupiter listening to this, and in a sense sensing the envy and the hate that this individual had, just casted him out, because all he had to do was pick the best. They didn't ask him to be Simon Cowell. They wanted him to just basically judge. You know what I'm saying? And give his proclamation about which one he felt was the best. But rather than do that, he made sure each of them knew that he had some hate in his heart for them. He envied their skills. And rather than judging in a way to determine which one was best, he judged in a way trying to put each one of them down, and ended up being put out of that place, Olympus, which is called heaven. You got it? Was that a breakdown enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you still want me to go first, or was that?
Yeah, it's just a couple of things that comes to mind for me, and then I do want you to go first. But I just noticed with the whole Greek and Rome myths that they're always making gifts, right? It seems like they're always presenting a gift, because Poseidon also presented a gift. He presented, he kind of, at some point in a different myth, he makes a river, right? But the river wasn't from, it was like more like a canal. And so it didn't provide fresh water so the people could use it. But Athena, she presented a gift, and anyways, her gift was chosen. And so that's why she's the goddess of Athens, and she has this Parthenon, right? So these gods are always making gifts. That's just one thing that comes to mind. And then the other part was just about the civilization. Domesticated animals were a big part. But I'm just trying to think, like, I'm just thinking water was most important to help start it, too, right? And Poseidon, is he the god over the water? Like, is he the god over the ocean?
Over the ocean.
He's the god, yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so, and then I want you to go first.
All right, cool. So now, we had the gods. Now, basically, what they was telling you right here in their speak was they was telling you what each deity was responsible for. Because not only is Poseidon the god of the ocean, he's also a deity that stands over domesticated animals, because the gift that he gave to man was the ability to domesticate. Jupiter created man. All right? Jupiter created man, and Minerva created the home, which all of them are important to human beings. All of them serve their purpose. All of them have their flaws, though. Right now. But what this is about a man being given the opportunity to judge and to, in a sense, look at a contest, and rather than telling each individual what they did wrong, his only job was to judge and be like, which one of these is the best? Which one of these is the best? But rather than doing that, what he did was he went through and he basically tried to break everybody down. See, because in a sense, what that does is that kind of lures them, because what happens is, because I mean, some of us been in this situation. You might have a paper or you might have a project that you're working on, and you ask somebody to look over it for you, and by the time they get done with it, you know what I'm saying, they tear your whole shit up. You're like, well, goddamn, dream killer. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna let somebody else do it. Huh?
You know what it also reminds me of? It reminds me of when parents call children's home, and they have nothing positive to say. And teachers when teachers call parents home, and they wonder why the parents are so turned off. You know, you got to start with a compliment. You know, I remember even when my son was in kindergarten, I met with teachers, and you've had him all year. You can't say one positive thing that he's done, which lets me know that you're not being objective, or you're not, like you said, you're focused on the negative.
And that's another piece. Now, I didn't even think about that. Homeboy was just totally negative. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, yo, I mean, goddamn, I mean, the bull is good meat. You know what I'm saying? The heart is hidden, because if you poke the heart, the man gonna die. I kind of do agree with him about the house being on wheels, though. I mean, that would have been fly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, but, you know, other than that, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? He was very negative. I mean, it's like, yo, and then what did they do? What did the gods do? Because now, one of the things that I want y'all to understand, too, is that when we talk about other deities in other traditions, right? Because now, let's do this. One man's religion is another man's myth. But one of the things that you notice in different traditions is the lack of perfection in these deities. You understand what I'm saying? This dude was able to knock down these deities to basically look. I mean, it's almost like, y'all, you know, man could have did this better than y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it also kind of points, for me, it kind of points at the divinity, or in a sense, the almost equivalence of man to the divine. You know what I'm saying? Because a man was chosen to pick, but rather than the man being who he was and being proud enough and confident enough to pick what he liked, he wanted to point out all the negative.
Can we talk about the competition?
You say who?
Can we talk about the competition?
His confidence.
The competition.
I felt like calling in on some James Brown just then. I want to chat a James Brown energy. I couldn't do it all the way and get y'all to understand me. Anyway, look.
I still don't understand James, but go ahead.
It sound like to me. It sounds like to me how people like to place the blame or focus on the imperfections of one's work and one's progress. And when they finally put on the spot to tell it and to judge the work, they go into the imperfection of the creator, right? And what happens with that is they become exposed. They become very exposed. It's like, and then everyone else sees, like, you know, because they're forced to question, like, what does this person bring to the table?
What does what expertise does he have? You know what I'm saying? What expertise do you really have? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, you know, you sitting up here pointing out everything we did wrong. I mean, you just the judge. I mean, it's almost like some of these critics that be looking at stuff. I don't like somebody in the background. Y'all gotta turn that. I mean, do you got? It
sounds like somebody beatboxing with phrases on.
Right.
It sounds like something's echoing.
It is. Somebody need to turn me down in the background or something. Or is that my feedback? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right, cool. All right, thank you. All right. Oh, now they back. All right. So now they whistling. Oh man, you ain't gotta make fun of my voice. Now I'm getting mad. Check 1, check 2. Check 1, check 2. All right, cool, family. So, all right, now, so we got that. You know, it's like you got these critics out here that want to look at. I mean, because it's crazy how sometimes some of these people are experts at everything, but doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and going back with Lady J, because it's sometimes you call a parent and you try to explain the behavior, but the parent want to tell you how to do your job. Oh, you know.
I had a teacher call me. So last year there were a few things that were constant, and one thing that I could count on was a call from my son's teacher. Right, my son was horrible last year, and when the teachers would call, I would tell them, you know, I already know everything you're saying is true because I was his teacher last year and he was horrible for me. So I know that this dude is a character, you know, so I just want you to know you have my support. So this year my son totally turned it around, right? But second semester, he gets a teacher that he had last year. And he wasn't in this class 2 weeks. He couldn't have been in there a week or 2 weeks before this woman called me. It was the first call that I had all year. And so when she began to talk, you know, I listened to her and I knew that my son had did just whatever she said he was doing. She said he was talking in class. I know he was doing that. But what I figured out was you didn't call me and say, well, wow, I've noticed a growth in this young man. You know, I have seen a change, because if you haven't seen a change in him, you would have to be blind. So just that conversation alone, when I went home to address my son about his behavior, I had a different tone. I had a different, and what I had to explain to him at that point is that she's so used to who you were last year that she's having some problems seeing the new you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So please don't let this woman call me again, because I really don't like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's not my favorite person right now.
You ain't said that to him.
Because you weren't able to acknowledge something that I know to be true, and that is that this boy he's a lot better than what he was. You thought that he was showing up the same child. And so you were eager to call him back my bubble, right? You were eager. But
maybe she wasn't trying to bust your bubble.
Huh?
Maybe she wasn't trying to bust your bubble.
Well, like I said, if you call me, and I know you had my child last year, and I know he gave you hell, and I think that you're anticipating that he's going to give you hell this year, right? You're anticipating that. You didn't even give the boy a chance. You didn't give the boy a chance. And whereas I was 100% supportive the prior year, the fact that you did not lead with anything positive or you had nothing positive to say about him lets me know that you're living in the past. And so I think that there's a difference between critiquing and being critical, right?
And
critiquing and being critical. So when
I think that's what this dude was... go and explain that, because I think this might be what this dude was doing. So what's the difference between critiquing and being critical? Break that down.
Because I think that for me as a coach, when I am critiquing, I am looking at your strengths and your weaknesses. It sounds like from what you read that he did not acknowledge any strengths. He only focused on the weaknesses, or the flawed part of these creations. And so I think that when you critique, it is more of weaknesses and strengths versus when you are being critical. You are assessing or evaluating the weaknesses, and that's it.
And I think that might be a critical, well, you said a critical piece here, right? This dude, you say he was being critical rather than giving a critique. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, he could have said, hey, I would have put the horn somewhere else. But other than that, this bull looked awful strong. I would put the heart on the outside, but, you know what I'm saying? This man being on two legs, that was a brilliant idea. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The house is nice. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that there's a bedroom and a kitchen or something. But, it might be a little bit better with wheels. So
could you imagine that? Could you imagine if you would have put wheels on that?
Right.
That'd been awesome.
You know what I'm saying? But I like what you got. Because if we listen to the language, because they got some good words in here. This is I think this will be a real good book for young people, because some of the words they use are old, but
so the other piece, oh man, I was about to say something. The whole your glass is half full versus half empty idea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We talk about that with our perspective. You know what I'm saying? And usually, and so I agree. I agree with Zeus or Jupiter. I agree, because most times when people only can see the negative, they do have an ill spirit.
Oh, yeah.
If someone can only see the negative, they have a negative aura and disposition about themselves, because that is how their outlook is, and that is coming from the inside out. And that's coming, I'm saying this as someone who used to be very negative. Very negative. I did not smile. I was frowning. I only seen the negative things. And that's because, and I tell people this, and they're like, no way. But I was an ugly person, right? So my whole outlook on life and experiences came from my inside out. How I seen things were based on how I felt inside. That was my perspective, my lens. And so I agree that this man had to be an ill person.
Not only ill, but
He remind me of Dave Chappelle off of The Nutty Professor. Right?
Hey. Now,
without the courtesy of having a comical punchline, I think that's what it is that this person came and heckled everybody's work instead of judging to find out who had the most credible work.
Right.
And he discredited all of them. And that, in a sense, was you ain't even functioning within your lane right now.
See, and think about this. What was Zeus's solution for dealing with somebody like this? Anybody remember?
You gotta go.
You gotta go. You gotta go. A lot. And think about think about the simplicity in that decision. It's like, damn, dude. First off, you operating outside your lane. Next, you killing my vibe. You really killing my vibe. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. You know what I'm saying? He just cast him out. He cast him out. He said he put him out all of the mansions. How they put it? He said Jupiter, indignant as such, inveterate. I gotta look that word out. I might use that on. That's so inveterate. Fault finding drove him from his office of judge. See, he gave this dude a job. He drove him from the office of judge and expelled him from the mansions of Olympus. Sometimes some of those people in our lives that may be throwing salt all the damn time, you know what I'm saying, rather than letting them hang on and suck up all of our energy, suck up all the creativity, suck up all the joy. You know what I'm saying? You might need to expel them from your Olympus, family. We might need to...
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know, so I could imagine I'm not, you know, I'm not folks' favorite, right? Some folks I'm not their favorite. But you know, I went into a meeting last year. I don't know if you recall, but I went into a meeting with another coach who had a problem with me, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're sitting at this round table and all these different numbers of individuals are there. So I say to the woman, I say, you know, I could imagine I'm a bit much for some people to take, right? Mm-hmm. And if me being proactive, if me being authoritative or being the messenger, you know, being the boss without a title, if that bothers you, you know, I apologize because everybody can't take me. So we get to this argument, and she begins to just tell everything that I'm just the worst person ever. And so the director asked her, well, he said, well, I mean, do you think that she has any authority? You know, do you think that, and the woman cannot say one positive thing, right? Not one. And so I sat there and I was very quiet. I don't know who taught me to be quiet at that point, but it was the best thing they had ever taught me because for once I was quiet. And when the woman kept going, just like this judge, she kept going and her own mouth got her in trouble. Because it would be one thing if you said, okay, this, you know, yeah, I agree. You know, she does this well, but, you know, she needs to really work on this. I think people would have been able to accept that and agree that she was working out of honesty, right? Or a genuine place. But when you can't say not one good thing, them people, she basically buried herself, and I watched it. Right? So it is about this, it's definitely about us being critiquing versus being critical. It's about us being honest, and I think it's about us looking at the glass half full versus half empty, right? It's our perspective.
And it's also about getting rid of some of those people who might not really belong.
But you speak, people can tell then we just have a folktale about like keeping your mouth closed.
Let me see.
Like keeping your mouth closed and how that, you know, your mouth could be that one thing that buries you. Like keep a fool, something about a fool's mouth. Right? Right. I mean, that ain't even a folk. So I mean, it don't even have to be a folktale. That's a life tale. Because we know some people who have been literally buried either in the grave or in jail because of that mouth. So, like you said, sometimes it's best to pick your battle. Sometimes every argument is not for you to indulge in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
And that's part of the strategy of life that some of us got to take time to learn, family. I mean, it's like we can't nation build fighting all the damn time. So sometimes you got to figure out when to fight, and sometimes you got to figure out when to use other strategies. You know what I'm saying? You might need to learn, as Bruce Lee called it, into the dragon, the art of fighting without fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's that? Oh, I got you now. Okay. Mm-hmm. The art of fighting without fighting. Right? And the whole piece is learning how to use all of your tools. Family. Those 5 tools. Intuition, mental, emotional, spiritual, and the last one, my fuck, I did it wrong. Intuition. No. Okay. Hold on. There you go. Intuition, mental, emotional, spiritual, and the thumb is the physical. You got to learn how to use all your tools so that you can knock out your opponents. You know what I'm saying? The physical is the last thing that you go to. Have you used your intuition? Are you even tuned into your intuition? Have you truly used your mind? Have you taken your mind deeper, further, and higher so that you can analyze and really check out the problem? Right? Have you checked your emotions? Have you read what your emotions are trying to tell you about the situation? Have you plugged into your spirit? Then after all that, you might have to go to the physical, and now you can grip the physical. A lot of us go straight to the physical. Or we jump over the intuition, the mental, and jump straight into the emotions. And jump straight from the emotions to the physical. And because we don't use all of our tools, we mess up. This dude, he jumped to his emotions. His emotions he was feeling uncomfortable by the fact that all these beings around him is able to create shit, and the only thing he could do is judge. He was envious. He refused. He wanted more out of his lane. Right? He was playing a different game than them. You know what I'm saying? So he had to be expelled. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? You got to like something about this damn crew. You got to. I mean, I made this man from dust. You know what I'm saying? He made that bull from nothing. She made that house from absolute nothing. You don't see no benefits? But then again, another lesson that kind of tripped me out too. Check this out. He might have not had the insight to even understand the creation. So, in a sense, the deities could have made another mistake by picking him to be a judge. Because he might have not even been able to appreciate what was going on. And in fact, he had to be divine too, because man hadn't been created yet. So I'm going back on he was a man. Now,
wait, I feel. So, what if, we also, everything comes around. So we spoke about, like, some time ago, how people ask you questions when they already know the answer. Mm-hmm. And I feel like our myths, they are to teach us lessons, right? Mm-hmm. So that could have been a lesson, basically, also illustrating what happens when you don't. Right? When you don't look at the good and things. So I'm just thinking, like, Jupiter could have already known that this character was shady. This could have been a test for that character, for that shady character, and he failed. He failed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I always be thinking about that. Like, sometimes this the way that the universe teaches us these lessons. You know what I'm saying? They are intentional, right? So many of these things are intentional. So yeah, I was just thinking that, like, wow, what if this dude's character was already tested? Maybe that's why this god or this individual who we don't know who he is, why he was selected to judge. Because like, I know with Poseidon and Athena, Zeus was the judge. You know what I'm saying? They had to present these gifts. and Zeus was the judge.
Check this
If
out.
I'm not mistaken, it might.
Momus is the god of blame and criticism.
Is that right?
Hey, that's why I never heard of him in the myths. They kicked his ass out a long time ago. The god of blame and criticism. I think Momus lived down the street from me. Shit, might work at the job. You know what I'm saying? You know, they call it the Greek god or spirit of mockery and complaint.
Wow.
So, check this out. So, he failed, in a sense, he failed the test, and he was thrown out. And if he was thrown from off of Mount Olympus, where does he rule?
Oh, in hell.
Not just hell. I mean, just because you left their heaven don't mean that you go to hell. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole world in between him and hell. I mean, a spirit of mockery and complaint. Have you looked at some of these Facebook timelines yet? Mockery and complaint. Goddamn, that's Facebook. Momus is Facebook. Oh my God, I learned the important lesson today. Wow. So family, I won't hold y'all. This one was okay. I'm gonna give this one. This one is okay because I mean it's a lesson in it. It's probably a lesson in it for somebody. So make sure you like and share. I'm gonna give everybody opportunity to make a last statement before we go. I'm gonna start off with Elder Ori Pianki. You got something you want to share, Elder?
When you first started, the thing that came to my mind, since they was talking about it in Greece, you know, all of the attributes were there come out of that European culture. I mean, it was just all negative stuff, complaints. So that's why I knew that it was out of their culture.
He said complaints.
Not originating from my heart.
All right. Chakra or Lady J, one of y'all jump in. Whoever want to jump in right now.
I just want to share that I had an exceptional day today. My ministry allows me to connect with young people and impact and have relationships with these young people that are ongoing. And so I had a young lady who I had taught her as a 7th grader who was quite the character. And because she got in a fight the last day of school, I chose to take her to camp with me. And I actually attempted to take the girl she was fighting too, but she canceled at the last minute. So I was setting myself up to have a good next year with these kids, basically. And this girl's life has been changed forever. And so her mother texted me. It was her mother's birthday and invited me over to the house. And I went because because I've been in school and I've had obligations. I haven't had the time to spend with my mentee like I did, and she was feeling some type of way, like I traded her in. But it was such a good feeling to fellowship with her family, the love that I received, because not only do I have her, but I also have one of her cousins. And a little cousin was my cheerleader, right? Mm-hmm. So I've kind of been accepted and pulled in as part of this young lady's village. And it is such a beautiful thing to celebrate her accomplishments. She went from almost failing 7th grade to she just got into the career center, and she's going for business, and she's just doing marvelous things, and I just can recall her being that child with her head down, and just so dark, but she couldn't see her beauty, and just to see her now, and with, like I said, the fellowship with her family, I just left that home knowing that I am doing God's what was designed for me to do. I am spreading that message of love. I am providing hope where there is no hope. I am cultivating those relationships. So I just want to just challenge everyone. You know, we know the children are our future. And if we are going to change things, it's going to have to be by planting seeds in our young people. So I want to remind everyone that we are in the midst of the great awakening. This is the revolution. We are. I just ask that everyone support the movement. Do whatever it is. Read a book, article, donate to a cause, volunteer your time, especially at rec centers and other places where there are young people looking for. Looking to be loved and accepted. You know, this girl has a strong family, but that didn't stop me from going into that family and yet being another person to give her that love and guidance that she needs. And it's just a beautiful thing. So we need to use our social networks to enlighten and inform. Remember propaganda. We need to bombard our people with positive messages and positive images. I ask that we sign petitions, march, plan peaceful protests, participate in boycotts. The more money we have in our pocket, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. If we want change, we got to learn to keep more of it in our pocket. So each one teach one, and just keep doing things in the name of the movement.
Okay. We want to thank you. After you stole Malcolm X's speech, that just brought up the fact that we got the Malcolm X Festival coming up May 19th. So thank you. I'm just joking. But we do have the Malcolm X Festival coming up May 19th. I hope to see all of you there. You know what I'm saying? So, Brother Shaka, it's on you. So what you gonna do?
I'm going to bring all the red June in the world to Columbus with me this weekend.
I mean, if you do, it actually will be all the red June in the world.
Exactly.
That's cold, right? That's cold. We cold, right? Go ahead.
Hey, so that's happening. And on May 19th, I'm definitely bringing it in. So, before then, I would like to extend the opportunity for everyone, or just to invite folk to step into selflessness and understand that selflessness is our liberation. And what I mean is that just imagine this: every Facebook friend that you have that you do not see on your timeline on a regular basis, just imagine if every single day you reached out to one individual just to see how their quality of life is. That can spark a movement every single day.
You're right.
Every single day. I have allowed the universe to use me in such a way. And sometimes it might be, somebody was on my mind for a flash of a second. I'm like, I ain't trying to find that person in a couple of years. Let me give him a call. So let me give her a call and see how she's doing. And then before you know it, and I tell them it's happened so many times within these past few months. But I'll call somebody and they'll be like, or I'll text them and let them know they were on my mind, and they'll hit me back. Yeah, I'm glad you called me then, because when you called me, I was in the hospital. And after years of not speaking to each other, stepping right into service, right into some type of function in this individual's life when they didn't have that to go to. You'd be amazed at how many people are destitute of anyone checking in with them on a regular basis.
Right.
So you can really spark a movement in just inviting people into your energy. into your movement, into your vibration. And, you know, and I got to give a shout out, in closing, I got to give a shout out to the entire Willoughby Brown family, because when I came to Columbus, coming out of foster care, Ohio State, to to being a Columbus resident, I didn't have family around. And that is one family who brought me in and called me brother. And all their children, considered me a part of their family because they saw me on a regular basis, because I served a function, within, from their Uncle DeWart, almost a famous visual artist, from Columbus, to the brothers being performers on stage and gracing the stage with me, to their own mother allowing me to call her Umi. All right, so that in my life was transformational, because it allowed me to find to know that there was refuge in family where I would otherwise have been destitute. So that whole vibration is why I extend myself the way that I do. So yeah, if we can just focus on that energy right there, and on a daily basis, that means that if we put it into practice every year, we touch 365 more people that we didn't even think to. Our minds thought of them, but we didn't act on it. And I'm saying from this day forward, let us take one step towards selflessness and acting on that, finally making that connection happen, because you'll be amazed at what that can do on a daily basis in other people's whole world.
All right. Since you stole another speech from Malcolm X, I want to remind everybody that on May 19th, we will be having a Malcolm X Festival, starting at 12 noon to 8 p.m. at the Millennium Community School, 3500 Refugee Road. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X is real popular because, I'm hearing, two people tonight just did a whole Malcolm X speech. One did The Ballad and the Bullet, and you know what I'm saying? The other one did By Any Means Necessary. Y'all just stole the lines. I just wish I was a little bit more original. But thank you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. From our New Jersey crew, to our Maryland crew, to our Cleveland crew, our Columbus crew, you know what I'm saying, the Akron crew, you know what I'm saying, family, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, right? And once again, and keeping it short, because I ain't going to take from Malcolm like my compadres did. I'm going to just say this, family. We succeed by bringing value into others' lives. The question you have to ask yourself is, what value do you bring? What do you bring to the table? I think Shaka said it earlier. What skill do you bring to the table that you can share? You know what I'm saying? And start sharing it. All right, with that, family, I won't hold you up any longer. It's 11 o'clock, and I know we all because we got to do this Daily Toast, and I get to wear my shirt for the first time. And I'm excited. So, family, I will see you at 5:15, sometime around there, for the Daily Toast. And guess what? I need to remind you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. My fault, Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Make sure you like and share. This is a Heart of a Summer production, and this has been Folktales for Grown Folks. But we strive to blow up those old paradigms.
Jay.
I say, peace out.